Ever felt your legs just aren't as strong as they used to be? That simple walk to the mailbox feels like a marathon. And the stairs, well, they've become your arch nemesis. It's a painful reality for many of us as we get older. This nagging feeling that our leg strength is just slipping away. The fear of a fall, the worry about losing our independence, or that disheartening realization that we can't keep up with our grandkids like we used to. It truly weighs on us. But what if I told you there's a surprising secret, hidden right in your fruit bowl, that could be making things much, much worse? We're often told that fruits are universally good for us. And yes, many are absolute powerhouses of nutrition. But some common fruits, when eaten regularly or in excess, might be quietly sabotaging your leg strength, without you even realizing it. In this video, we're going to uncover 7 seemingly innocent fruits that could be silently destroying your precious leg strength. We'll explore exactly why they're problematic, and more importantly, what simple, practical things you can do about it, so you can reclaim your mobility, your confidence, and that joyful spring in your step. And make sure you watch until the very end, because I've got a crucial piece of information that will truly surprise you about how to protect your precious leg strength. Let's dive right in and talk about the first category of fruit that might be holding your leg strength back, and that's dried fruits. I know. They seem so convenient and healthy, right? Things like dates, raisins, dried apricots, prunes, or even those little dried cranberry snacks. We often grab a handful thinking we're doing our bodies a favor. But here's the truth about dried fruits: when you take the water out of fruit, you're left with an incredibly concentrated bomb of natural sugar. Think about it. A small handful of raisins might seem innocent, but it can contain the sugar equivalent of a large bunch of fresh grapes. Dates, for example, are famously sweet, and just a few can pack in a surprisingly high amount of fructose. The problem isn't necessarily that this is added sugar, but that it's such a concentrated form of natural sugar that our bodies absorb it incredibly quickly. This leads to rapid spikes in your blood sugar. Now, why does that matter for your leg strength? Well, these constant blood sugar surges and subsequent crashes can trigger a cascade of issues. First, they contribute to systemic inflammation in your body. A chronic inflammation is like a silent enemy for your muscles and joints. It wears them down over time, making them less efficient, slower to recover, and ultimately, weaker. Imagine your muscles trying to work optimally while constantly battling low-grade inflammation. It's like trying to run through treacle. Second, those sugar spikes are always followed by energy dips. After the initial rush, you'll often feel fatigued, sluggish, and less inclined to move or be physically active. When you're not moving, when you're not engaging your leg muscles, they naturally start to lose their strength. This isn't just about feeling tired. It's about a consistent pattern of reduced activity that directly impacts your muscle mass and power. Furthermore, because dried fruits are so calorie-dense and easy to overeat, they can subtly contribute to unwanted weight gain. Extra weight puts significant additional strain on your knees, hips, and leg muscles. Every extra pound means your leg muscles have to work harder. And over time, this constant strain can lead to pain, discomfort, and a further reduction in your willingness to move, creating a vicious cycle that erodes your leg strength. The actionable advice here is simple but crucial: treat dried fruits like an occasional candy, not a daily healthy snack. If you do enjoy them, limit your portion size drastically. Think 2 dates, not 10, or a small sprinkle of raisins, not a whole box. And always try to pair them with something that slows sugar absorption, like a few nuts or a spoonful of Greek yogurt. Opting for fresh fruit instead, which has all its water and fiber intact, is almost always a better choice. Now that we've looked at dried fruits, let's turn our attention to another common fruit that might be surprisingly detrimental to your leg strength, especially if you enjoy it often: the beloved mango. Mangoes are incredibly delicious, sweet, and packed with vitamins like vitamin C. But here's where they can become a sneaky saboteur of your leg strength. A single large mango can contain upwards of 45 to 50 grams of natural sugar, primarily fructose. While it's natural sugar, the sheer quantity can be problematic, particularly for seniors. Our bodies process fructose differently than glucose, when consumed in large amounts, especially without enough fiber to slow absorption. Excessive fructose can put a strain on your liver and contribute to issues like insulin resistance and increased inflammation in the body. Just like with dried fruits, this chronic, low-level inflammation is bad news for your muscles and joints. It impairs their ability to function efficiently, recover from even minor exertion, and ultimately, to maintain their strength. Think of your muscles needing a clean, calm environment to thrive. But excessive sugar creates a constant low-grade fire. This makes it harder for your body to repair and build muscle tissue, which is absolutely vital for maintaining leg strength as we age. Moreover, that high sugar content also means a high calorie count if you're eating a whole mango, or even half a large one, frequently, and not adjusting your other caloric intake. Those extra calories can lead to gradual weight gain. We've already discussed how extra weight means extra burden on your legs, making simple movements more strenuous and increasing the risk of joint pain and wear and tear. Imagine trying to carry a heavy backpack all day long. That's what your legs are doing with extra body weight. This added strain not only makes your legs feel weaker, but also discourages physical activity, which is the cornerstone of maintaining muscle strength. So, how can you enjoy this tropical delight without undermining your leg strength? Moderation is key. Instead of eating an entire large mango, try cutting it in half and sharing it, or enjoying just a small bowl. A good strategy is to pair your mango portion with a source of protein or healthy fats, like a handful of almonds or a spoonful of cottage cheese. This helps to slow down the sugar absorption, lessening the blood sugar spike and making the energy release more gradual and sustained. Also, consider enjoying mangoes as a treat rather than a daily staple, and focus on other fruits with a lower sugar content for your everyday fruit intake. Remember, it's not about demonizing any single food, but understanding how quantity and frequency can impact our unique senior bodies and our vital leg strength. Moving on from mangoes, let's talk about another seemingly innocent fruit that can be surprisingly detrimental to your mobility: grapes. We've all been there, reaching for a bunch of juicy grapes, popping them into our mouths one after another. They're small, refreshing, and incredibly easy to overeat. Whether they're red, green, or black, seedless grapes, in particular, are little sugar bombs. A single cup of grapes, which is surprisingly easy to consume without thinking, can contain around 23 grams of sugar. If you're mindlessly snacking on a larger bowl, you could easily be consuming double or triple that amount without batting an eyelid. Just like with dried fruits and mangoes, this high sugar content, especially when consumed quickly, leads to significant blood sugar spikes. And as we've discussed, these spikes are the precursors to energy crashes, leaving you feeling sluggish, tired, and less motivated to engage in activities that strengthen your legs. When your energy levels are constantly fluctuating, your body is under stress. This stress can manifest as systemic inflammation, a silent process that slowly but surely degrades muscle tissue and joint health over time. Inflammation makes muscles less responsive, reduces their capacity for repair, and contributes to that persistent feeling of weakness in your legs. It's like trying to rebuild a house during a constant drizzle. Progress is slow and the materials get damp. Furthermore, the high calorie count from overconsuming grapes can sneakily contribute to weight gain. Every extra pound on your frame means your leg muscles, joints, and bones are under increased load. This additional strain can lead to discomfort, pain, and a reluctance to move, all of which directly contribute to the loss of leg strength. It's a subtle progression, but over months and years, these seemingly small dietary habits can have a profound impact on your ability to walk confidently, climb stairs, and maintain your independence. The good news is you don't have to completely abandon grapes. The key is mindful portion control. Instead of eating them straight from the bag, try putting a small handful into a bowl and putting the rest away. Consider pairing your grapes with a source of healthy fat or protein, like a few almonds, a small piece of cheese, or some plain yogurt. This helps to slow down the sugar absorption and prevent that rapid spike and crash. Giving you more sustained energy, choosing darker colored grapes might offer more antioxidants. But the sugar content remains a factor, so moderation is still vital. It's about making smart choices that support your body, rather than unknowingly working against your leg strength. Next on our list of fruits that might be silently undermining your leg strength, especially for seniors, is the common banana. Particularly those that are very ripe. Bananas are a staple for many, often praised for their potassium and convenience. However, the ripeness of a banana plays a huge role in its sugar content and how quickly that sugar hits your bloodstream. As a banana ripens, its complex starches convert into simple sugars. A green or slightly firm banana has more resistant starch, which digests slowly, but a yellow banana with brown spots, while sweeter and easier to digest for some, has a much higher glycemic index. This means its sugars are absorbed very rapidly, causing a quick and significant spike in your blood sugar. For seniors, who might already have some degree of insulin resistance or are at risk for type 2 diabetes, these rapid sugar spikes can be particularly problematic. Constant fluctuations in blood sugar can lead to chronic inflammation throughout the body. We've talked about how inflammation is a major enemy for muscle health. It impairs muscle repair and regeneration, making it harder for your legs to recover from daily activities or exercise. This means you're not building or maintaining muscle efficiently. And over time, this can translate to a noticeable decrease in leg strength and stability. Think of it as your muscles always being slightly bruised and tired, unable to perform at their best. Moreover, the energy rush from a very ripe banana is often followed by an inevitable crash. This leaves you feeling sluggish, lethargic, and less inclined to be physically active. When you lack the energy to move, to walk, to do simple exercises, your leg muscles naturally begin to atrophy. It's a direct link. Consistent fatigue leads to reduced movement, which leads to weaker legs. So, how can you enjoy bananas without them becoming a hidden culprit for your leg strength? The best approach is to choose bananas that are slightly green or firm. These will have less sugar and more resistant starch, leading to a slower, more sustained energy release if you prefer riper bananas. Enjoy them in moderation, instead of a whole large, spotty banana. Perhaps have half, or use a smaller one. Crucially, always pair your banana with a protein source or healthy fats. Spreading some natural peanut butter on your banana, or having it with a handful of nuts or a serving of Greek yogurt, will significantly slow down the sugar absorption. This creates a much gentler rise in blood sugar and helps to prevent that energy crash, giving your body a more steady fuel supply for your muscles. Remember, it's about being aware of how different forms of food impact your unique body as you age, and making adjustments that truly support your strength and vitality. Next, let's consider pineapple, another wonderfully tropical and often celebrated fruit that can surprisingly work against your leg strength if not consumed wisely. Pineapple is known for its sweet, tangy flavor and for containing bromelain, an enzyme often touted for its anti-inflammatory properties. However, despite its benefits, pineapple is quite high in natural sugars, especially the riper sections and the core. Just 1 cup of cubed pineapple can contain around 16 grams of sugar. And, like many of the other fruits we've discussed, this sugar can be absorbed fairly quickly, leading to a noticeable spike in your blood sugar levels. For seniors, these frequent blood sugar surges can contribute to systemic inflammation and oxidative stress. Imagine your body's cells, including your muscle cells, being constantly bombarded by these inflammatory responses. This makes it harder for your muscles to function optimally, to repair themselves after use, and to grow stronger. Over time, this chronic inflammation can contribute to muscle weakness and a general feeling of fatigue in your legs, making simple activities feel more challenging. Beyond the sugar spikes, if you're consuming large portions of pineapple regularly, the cumulative calorie intake can subtly contribute to weight gain. Every extra pound your body carries adds more stress and strain to your leg muscles and joints, your knees, your hips, your ankles. This increased load can lead to discomfort, pain, and a natural tendency to reduce physical activity. When you're moving less, your leg muscles are not getting the stimulation they need to maintain their strength, leading to a downward spiral where your legs feel weaker and your mobility becomes more limited. It's not that pineapple is inherently bad, but rather that its sugar content, especially in typical serving sizes, needs to be considered in the context of your overall diet and health goals, particularly when it comes to preserving leg strength. So, how can you enjoy pineapple without it becoming a hidden saboteur? The key is moderation. Instead of a large bowl, enjoy a smaller portion, perhaps half a cup. It's also beneficial to consume pineapple as part of a meal rather than as a standalone snack. When you pair it with protein or healthy fats, such as a piece of grilled chicken or some nuts, these components help to slow down the digestion and absorption of the sugars, leading to a much more gradual blood sugar response. Opt for fresh pineapple over canned varieties, which often come packed in sugary syrup, further escalating the sugar problem. By being mindful of your portion size and what you pair it with, you can still enjoy the delicious taste of pineapple while protecting your precious leg strength. Moving on. Let's talk about watermelon, a refreshing summer staple that might seem harmless due to its high water content, but it can be surprisingly detrimental to your leg strength if consumed carelessly. While watermelon is indeed mostly water, its sugar content, primarily glucose, is absorbed very quickly by your body, giving it a high glycemic index. This means that a slice of watermelon can cause your blood sugar to spike rapidly. For seniors, rapid and frequent blood sugar spikes are a concern. These spikes can contribute to insulin resistance over time, making it harder for your cells to absorb glucose efficiently, which can impact overall energy levels and contribute to chronic inflammation. And as we've discussed, chronic inflammation is like a slow poison for your muscles, hindering their ability to repair, regenerate, and function optimally. This subtle, ongoing damage can leave your legs feeling persistently weaker and less resilient. Imagine your muscles trying to recover and strengthen while battling this internal stress. It's an uphill battle. Furthermore, while watermelon is low in calories by volume due to its water content, it's often consumed in very large portions, especially on a hot day. It's easy to eat several slices, inadvertently consuming a significant amount of sugar and calories. This excess sugar intake, even from natural sources, can contribute to overall caloric surplus, potentially leading to unwanted weight gain. And we know that carrying extra weight places an increased burden on your leg muscles and joints, exacerbating any existing weakness and making physical activity more strenuous and less appealing. When your legs feel heavier and more strained, you're less likely to engage in the walking and movement necessary to maintain and build leg strength, creating a cycle of decline. So, how can you enjoy watermelon without undermining your leg strength? The crucial step is mindful portion control. Instead of indulging in several large slices, enjoy a smaller piece. Treat it as a treat rather than a primary fruit source. A smart strategy is to pair watermelon with something that provides fiber, protein, or healthy fats. For example, a small piece of watermelon alongside a handful of pumpkin seeds or a small serving of cottage cheese can help to slow down the sugar absorption and mitigate the blood sugar spike. This helps your body process the sugars more gently, providing a more sustained energy release rather than a rapid peak and crash. By being aware of watermelon's impact and managing your portion sizes, you can still enjoy its refreshing taste while safeguarding your leg strength. Finally, let's address cherries, especially the sweet varieties, which are our seventh fruit to consider. While tart cherries have gained a reputation for their anti-inflammatory properties, often marketed for joint health, the sweet varieties of cherries are a different story. They are surprisingly high in natural sugars. And just like grapes, their small size and delicious taste make them incredibly easy to overeat. A single cup of sweet cherries can contain around 20 grams of sugar. And it's very common for people to consume multiple cups in one sitting without thinking twice. This significant sugar load, especially from a fruit that lacks a lot of fiber to slow absorption, can lead to substantial spikes in your blood sugar. These frequent blood sugar fluctuations, as we've explored, contribute to systemic inflammation within your body. Chronic inflammation is a silent enemy of muscle health and joint integrity. It slowly damages muscle cells, impairs their ability to repair, and reduces their overall strength and efficiency. Over time, this can manifest as noticeable weakness in your legs, making simple tasks like climbing stairs or even getting up from a chair feel more challenging. Your muscles are constantly fighting a subtle battle, which drains their vitality and prevents them from performing at their best. Moreover, the accumulated sugar and calories from overconsuming sweet cherries can contribute to unwanted weight gain. Carrying even a few extra pounds puts additional strain on your leg muscles, your knees, and your hips. This added burden makes movement more difficult, increases the risk of pain and discomfort, and discourages the very physical activity that is essential for maintaining and improving leg strength as we age. It's a subtle but powerful connection. What you put into your body directly impacts your mobility and the strength you need to live independently and vibrantly. So, how can you enjoy sweet cherries without them contributing to leg weakness? Moderation is, once again, the golden rule. Instead of a large bowl, enjoy a small handful as a treat. Consider enjoying them with other foods that provide protein and healthy fats, like a few walnuts or a small portion of plain yogurt. This combination will help to slow down the absorption of the sugars, providing a more stable energy release and reducing the severity of blood sugar spikes. Prioritizing tart cherries. If you're looking for inflammatory benefits, or focusing on berries that are lower in sugar like blueberries or raspberries, could also be a beneficial swap for daily consumption. So, we've talked about how dried fruits, mangoes, grapes, bananas, pineapple, watermelon, and even some sweet cherries, while delicious and packed with vitamins, can be silent saboteurs of your leg strength if not consumed thoughtfully. It's not about cutting them out of your life entirely, but understanding their impact, especially for us seniors, and making smarter, more conscious choices. The crucial piece of information, the surprising truth I wanted to share with you, is this. It's not the fruit itself that's always the enemy, but the quantity and frequency of these higher sugar fruits, and how they contribute to systemic inflammation, blood sugar instability, and potential weight gain, all of which directly undermine your leg strength and overall mobility. Many of these fruits are wonderful sources of vitamins and antioxidants, but just like anything else, too much of a good thing can have unintended consequences, particularly as our bodies change with age. Remember, knowledge is power. You're not doomed to a life of weak legs. Small, mindful changes to how you enjoy these fruits, like adjusting your portion sizes, choosing less ripe options, or pairing them with protein and healthy fats, can make an enormous positive difference. Think of it as empowering yourself, step by step, to regain that youthful spring in your stride and the confidence to move freely. You have the power to protect your precious leg strength and maintain your independence. Start by being more aware of what you're eating and how your body responds. Listen to your body. Make those subtle shifts, and you'll be amazed at the renewed energy and strength you begin to feel. I'd love to hear from you. Have you noticed any differences in your energy or strength based on the fruits you eat? Perhaps you have your own tips for enjoying these fruits in a way that supports your health. Share your experiences and insights in the comments below. Your wisdom could help so many others in our wonderful community who are on the same journey. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps us reach more people who need this vital information. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more practical advice and empowering tips to help you live your very best life at every age. Your journey to stronger legs and greater independence starts with these small, informed decisions. Keep moving forward, keep making healthy choices, and keep embracing every moment. You truly can live your best life at every age.